much for stopping by on this video. I'm going to be talking about NYX's Gotcha Covered Waterproof Concealer. This is a full coverage concealer. I picked it up from Ulta. It retails for about $6.99, I think. I talked about it in my recent favorites video, and I also showed it on Snapchat, and I got a lot of questions of people wanting to see how I actually use the product. So I'm gonna demonstrate it in just a little bit, but let me just give you some background on this. The reason why I picked this up is because it is a yellow based concealer, and it's really difficult for me to find a yellow based anything, foundations, concealers. If you've been following me for a long time or on my social media, you know that I complain about the fact that it's so hard for me to find my undertone. When you look at other brands, Maybelline, L'Oreal, the deeper you go in the shades, the more pinkish red it becomes, and that just looks weird on me. I can't even try and make it work. I have to find something that is yellow based, and so that's why I generally go for high-end concealers, because I can get yellow based concealers using like NARS's Caramel, for example. That's one that I really love. I haven't looked on a ton of videos or a ton of blogs, but I can tell you right now that when I opened this and I tried it, I knew immediately that it was gonna kind of be like a 50-50. Like 50% of the people were gonna absolutely hate this concealer, and then you're gonna find some of the outliers who absolutely love it. I'm one of the people that loves it, but I did have to learn how to work with it. The concealer comes in a tube like this. You get 0.27 fluid ounces. It has some really great ingredients, which I can appreciate, especially because I use this underneath my eye. It has coconut oil in it, which is really hydrating. You don't have oil glands under your eye, so I try as much as possible to infuse that area with moisturization whenever I can. So I do appreciate that about it. I don't think it has parabens, because I feel like if it did have parabens, I wouldn't have picked it up. On the back, it says that it is full coverage, and it is dewy finish, and it is all day wear. That is my experience with this concealer, but I know that it's probably not gonna be everybody's experience. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you exactly how I use this concealer, because you do have to set it. Otherwise it will crease and it'll just make you look like a big disco ball, like you're just super duper shiny, which I don't want to happen to you. But if you have normal to dry skin, this concealer is gonna be amazing for you. Not sure how it works on oily skin, but I think it's worth a try. I have normal skin, and I love this concealer. It is full coverage. I have it on right now, and I don't wear I don't wear foundation whenever I use this concealer, just the concealer alone. So let's jump right into the demo, and I'll be back in just a sec. Alright guys, so I'm going to grab the concealer, squeeze it onto the back of my hand, and you can see it is super duper thick. Then I'm going to use my finger and just spread it on. Now I find that it's better to just go ahead and cake it on. So this is like a lot of concealer, probably more than I need, but doing it this way, adding on a lot and then taking it away, is better than trying to add in a second coat later. Trust me, this is how it works for me. Then I'm going to grab a damp beauty blending sponge. This part is really important. It has to be a damp beauty blending sponge. You will not be able to blend this stuff out with just your finger. You won't be able to blend it out with just a brush. It has to be a sponge. And then I'm just gonna go to town with just blending it all in. And you can see that there's a lot of excess. So I use that excess to just conceal other parts of my face, my nose, my chin area, because I don't use foundation when I use this concealer. And then after I'm done blending, I'm gonna flip the beauty blending sponge over to the clean side, and then I'm gonna use the clean side to kind of blend again, and this is gonna take away any of the excess, because remember, I caked it on in the beginning, right? So this gets rid of any of the extra stuff. And you can see it's like super duper dewy, super shiny, which isn't what we want. So I'm gonna grab a setting powder. This is RCMA's setting powder. I like this in the summertime because it really does help to absorb the oil. And I apply it everywhere I applied the concealer, and I get to baking. So once it is applied everywhere, I just let it sit for a few minutes, and then I grab a brush and dust off everything. Now it does look like I am ghastly and ghostly white. I promise that this stuff absorbs into my skin and I look my normal color once it's done, even though right now I look very, very pale, like what the heck are you doing, Tracy? But it works, I promise. So dust it off with a brush, and there you go, that is it. So there it is, guys. That is how I use this concealer. It really is amazing. I would recommend trying it out. It's only $6.99 from Ulta, so if you absolutely hate it, then worst comes to worst, you're out $7. But I think that if you use the tips that I mentioned in this video, then you really can make it work for you. It does come in a wide variety of shades. I don't know exactly how many, but I know that it's enough to cover lots of different kinds of skin tones, so you don't have to worry about not being able to find your shade. And even if you have to combine a couple, again, $6.99. So if you have any questions, leave a comment down below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.